All right, anyway. I knew there's a yak floating in a canoe.
I don't remember that at all. I mean, that's definitely Ren and Stimpy art there.
Yeah. Are we started yet?
Yeah, I recorded, but it's all about the editing. So here we are.
Here we are.
Here we are. It's been after the election. This is the number 44.
Mr. 47.
No, 47. This is number
45, 47.
This is number 44, the Ash and Burnz
I'm
podcast.
talking about the president.
I know. I'm talking about the episode. I know.
USA. USA.
USA.
Yeah. Get rid of the income tax.
You think it'll actually happen?
I hope so.
With tariffs?
Yeah. Bringing the businesses back.
Dude, I don't,
Tariffing.
Can he do it in 4 years?
Well, he knocked down a lot in the first 4 years.
Yeah, that's true. So, so now it's election time, and let's talk a little bit about what we're going to talk about. What are we going to talk about, Mr. Burnz?
I thought we were talking.
We are, but I thought we had a subject.
Yeah.
Oh.
Somewhat.
Let's start the intro then. We'll get right into it.
Uh-oh.
Wrong one.
I say let's just free flow.
Welcome to the Ash and Burnz Podcast. Podcast where we talk about anything we want to. We talk about conspiracies, paranormal, video games, politics, according to plans. Ash and Burnz Podcast.
Yeah, Ash and Burnz, brother. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We're here to win it.
Yeah.
So it's November the 10th, Marine Corps' birthday.
Veterans Day?
No, it's Marine Corps' birthday is November 10th. Tomorrow's Veterans Day, and today is my birthday. I'm born on November 10th. Yeah.
Well,
I didn't serve anywhere or anything. I was too much of a punk.
yeah.
I was like, I don't want to fight.
My dad ordered us not to.
Smart. That's like my kids will never do what I do for a living. So.
Yeah. He said he spent 20 years in. That's enough time for all of us.
For all of
So, happy birthday, Marine.
Happy birthday. Birthday. Started in a bar, I think. I probably should check my facts first.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably doesn't hurt.
And for Veterans Day, thank you for all those who serve. It's a lot of sacrifice.
It is. And they never get their due.
Yeah.
Even properly.
Well, even the family, because I know there's a couple of stretches that I had to do without my daddy around. But he came back.
Yeah. And you're one of the lucky ones. You know, you get to keep it. But not everybody does. That sucks. And moms, too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, the families.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
But, you know, it's...
I would say spouses are more often than the kids. Because spouses have to deal with the kids by themselves.
Like,
they don't have that partner.
Yeah, but, you know, if it's like the videos I watch, as soon as they go to war, the girls go...
Buck wild.
Holla! Anyway.
Buck wild.
Buck wild, baby. Girls going wild.
Oh, man.
Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Old school.
After it turned midnight, anything on television was Girls Gone Wild videos.
And now it's like, as a man, it's like, that's it. I'm so spoiled with my wife. I'm like, it's boring to me to see videos of girls jumping around.
Yeah.
It's just like, eh.
Well, the day sophistication that we have with all of the access to anything we want to see.
Oh, yeah.
Swimsuit magazines and Girls Gone Wild tapes, VHS tapes. Just it's like, really? That was a thing?
Yeah. Nudie magazines.
Oh, no.
Stuck off in a hollow tree somewhere.
Yeah, I did. I had some hidden in the woods.
I had a
with
friend.
The boys.
I had a friend that had a play girl hidden, and he was laughing, showing us, and I'm just like,
he secretly wants to look at them dongs.
Man, I think my mom wants me home, so well, I pulled out a non-existing cell phone. Oh, what? You want me home?
Oh man, oh yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's the 80s.
Or early 90s.
Early
Or
90s.
Mid 90s.
Yeah.
There's pagers, but we didn't have like.
Something's going on Netflix. I gotta go.
Yeah.
What's Netflix? Anyway, that's funny.
That YouTubes.
YouTube. They weren't even around back then, I don't think.
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, this episode I got to thinking I like to free flow it, but I'm going to do a little structure.
Oh, lay it on me.
Talk about, I don't know how I'm going to bring this in.
Oh, just do it.
All right. So I was thinking about the beginning of the world and was looking through, and you want to look up some of these?
Yeah. I got Greg right here.
Old Greg.
Oh, Greg. He's our chat GPT.
We'll start with Vikings.
Vikings.
It's YMIR. I don't know how to pronounce that. YMIR. So basically, I kind of did a sneak peek of this, but you can do YMIR.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
YMIR. So basically, I'll give you a rundown. It's basically Jotun killed a frost giant named Yamar. I don't know how to say his name, especially back in the Viking days.
Fear to turn.
But it was basically the earth formed from his body. Like his flesh became the soil, his blood was the rivers, and his bones became the mountains of this frost giant. But that's basically like how their origin of the earth came to. Jotun and somebody else killed the frost giant, or maybe just Jotun.
No, you're right. In Norse mythology, Ymir is considered the primordial giant and ancestor of all Jotnar. According to Norse creation myth, he was formed from the melting ice of Niflheim, a world of ice.
Nephilim.
Oh, that's Anunnaki stuff.
It's all this connected.
When I met in the flames of Misfelum, the world of fire, Ymir's body played a central role in the Norse creation story.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird how it's Nephilim, because that's what was in the Bible. Was when
That's
the
just
Watchers.
the Book of Enoch, though, isn't it?
Well, no, the Nephilim. The whole reason for the flood in Noah, it was God was going to kill the sins of the earth, but the world, but also wipe out the Nephilim, which were, and the thing is, in the Nephilim in the Bible reference is they were great heroes and men of stature. But then when you go back and look at like all the other stuff, like Hercules and all that, like
Samson, Hercules, Achilles, may have been Nephilim. This says Nifieim, but would that be the same thing?
is what?
Melting ice of Niflheim.
Well, it could be. I don't know if it's the same or not.
Okay, I think it's
Nephilim.
different. So the Viking one is.
What if they? That's just how they pronounced it.
Maybe, I don't know. It says he was formed from the melting ice of Niflheim, the world of ice, flames of Mesfelim. So I don't know if this mentions the Nephilim yet.
Oh well,
but yeah, I see how
it seems kind of pretty close together,
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I just think it was because my search in this plan is coming to like what's finding truth, and not just your truth, my truth. I'm talking about the truth.
The truth. And a lot of stories have components of the truth somewhere in it. You think?
And some are twisted, some, but I just want to get down to the brass tacks, So then I started looking up what the Romans believe, and they believe the earth came from their god Terra Mater, Mater.
Terra, yeah. This is Latin for earth?
Yeah, Earth Mother, or what we refer to as the earth now is Mother Earth.
Mother Earth. Gaia has another name for it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. They believed it came out of the navel of one of their gods. I think her name was Terra. Earth formed out of her navel. What was the Roman god?
Zeus? Jupiter. Jupiter was a big guy in Roman.
Who was Zeus?
Zeus is a Greek version.
Okay, yeah, Roman. So it would have been Jupiter pulled it out of her navel or something like that.
Okay.
And formed Earth. So I'm just like, wow, that's crazy. Because I always formed, and I started trying to do research because I always thought like the Romans thought that the earth was being supported by 12 pillars.
I've heard that somewhere before, yeah.
Yeah, but everything I ever referenced to is like 12 pillars of earth. It always go back to the Bible. And it's not that they refers to as earth on pillars. It was basically like courage, love, like those are like the pillars, like of basically like human emotions and stuff. But then it also talks about in earth, or the Bible, the earth is on the 4 pillars because it talks about in Revelation. But then that refers to north, south, east, and west.
The cardinal directions.
Yeah, the directions, which is that. So then I looked up the Hindu.
Oh, you went all out. Okay, Hindu.
Yeah, I was going through. So Hindu believes that the earth is flat and it's got a dome over it, kind of like if you just take a circle and cut it in half. And then underneath it, it's 4 gigantic elephants are supporting it. And then they're standing on top of what they call the world turtle.
I've seen drawings of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that's what they believe it's on that. Again, I always heard that, and then even the turtle was on top of a giant snake, and then that's how the earth moved, because the snake's going through the cosmic. But everything I looked up and researched, there's no snake. It's just the turtle.
Just world turtle. World turtle.
Yeah. But then that got me thinking, well, what was the first race of humans that the history actually picks up on? And that is Sumerian.
Sumerians.
And that if you look that up, it said that they formed, 6,000 years ago, something like that. And they formed what we know now as language. They were the first ones to write down characters and produced language. Is it 6,000?
And they contribute that jump in technology and intelligence to the Anunnaki.
Yeah. With the...
people now, not they, but people now.
Yeah. But Anunnaki is the alien people. Are they the lizard ones, or are they the blue? Ain't one of them supposed to be like blue?
No, these are just the tall, human-like ones.
Human-like?
The Anunnaki had slaves, and they were called the Yunin. I have to type that up. And that's, when you're bred with the Yunin, that's when you got the Nephilim. How do you spell Anunnaki? Anunnaki.
I'm the wrong one for spelling.
Fucking wrong. But I know we mentioned Y-Files quite a lot on here.
Yeah, he did a couple things on it.
Here it is. The Anunnaki are a group of deities of ancient Mesopotamian cultures, primarily those of the Sumerians, Akadanes, Assyrians, and Babylonians. The term Anunnaki roughly translates to those who came from heaven to earth, or offspring of Anu. Anu was the king of the Anunnaki. With Anu being the sky god in Sumerian mythology. No, that's not right. Anu was the son of the king of... Anyway. Yeah, so they had slaves that were... Okay, let me ask this. Who were the slaves in Anunnaki?
Well, one of the things is that they needed slaves to mine the ore of gold so that they could take it to their planet and throw it in their atmosphere to lower the radiation or something.
The atmosphere was going away. It was getting stripped. Their planet was almost on the edge of thing.
So they created humans to be the workforce.
Yep. And the one that was in charge of us, Anu, he fell in love with a human because they're part us, part primate and part Anunnaki. So they were beautiful. He married one, and that's where some of the stronger humans in our Bibles and stuff come from, according to them. And
the
then,
Nephilim.
Yeah.
Well,
no, the Nephilim are the slaves in humans. That's right. I think that's right.
Well, I thought slaves were humans.
There were other slaves. They were called something, Union or something like that. they were tall and looked like big grays. And they were sent here, the working class, for the Anunnaki, and stripped mines. They rebelled and came back to an agreement. And so they said that they're too strong and not hard to control, so they made us to work. According to Y-Files.
Yeah.
I can't find the name of their slaves, but I remember him talking about it. But right here it says that we were slaves and workers. Servants or workers. They don't say slaves.
Well, I mean, when you force people to do stuff they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Got to say it.
They made it from clay, too. Clay and some of they mixed in clay with the blood of sacrificed lesser god from the first humans. What? It's not at all what I remember seeing on the Y-Files. But yeah, so that planet came around.
That's not Wikipedia, is it?
It's just ChatGPT. It doesn't mean it's right. ChatGPT could be wrong. They also talk about the flood story. So when their planet came back around close to sort of orbital oval ellipse, sometimes it comes between us and the moon. That's how close that planet comes. And when that happens, the seas rose and created the flood story. So the Anunnaki left Earth because they got their gold, and they knew that the planet would cause, big time floods. So then they left. Big time floods happened. A few of us survived. We started again in the Stone Age. Because there's monuments built before we thought humans were actually around. They're like they can't explain how they're built.
Yeah,
like pyramids is one of them. There's another one in Thailand, I think. Anyway.
Well, yeah. I watched a little short, and it was like somebody that was in Egypt, and they were at like the Pyramid History Museum, and they actually had like one of the blocks off of the one of the pyramids, and it was like real, like cut, like smooth, and it's like, how are they supposed, like, this is before like chisels and hammers,
saw blades and stuff like that.
Yeah. And it was like, and see, that's another thing. It's like about like atheism and evolutionism. It's like evolution makes you want to start at like a dumb old monkey, and then they want to look at us today as these big enlightened creatures. Well, I look at it as like humans have been just as smart all the way past. Like, I don't believe in evolution. I believe we were created. Of course.
So you think we've been around for so long that we've had civilizations to fall and we started up again and fall. And
well, yeah, I mean, just even through my faith, like in the Bible, through the flood. And I saw another dude. He was like a professor or something, but he was arguing against evolution too, because he was saying basically like the four main pillars of evolution through the scientific method has not one of them has ever been observed. Life from non-life. He said never, not once in the form of history have we observed life coming from non-life. And then another one is we have single cell organisms, bacteria, and then we have complex organisms like us. I mean, like frogs, animals, that's all complex. He's like, we're 2, 3, 4, 5. We're near any of those cellular organisms. There's not any. It goes from one to complex. And you would figure if it was like evolution, even if evolution starts, different things start at different stages, you would at least have a 2, 3, here and there 4 working its way up. But nothing. And then he said some other stuff too, and he's too smart for me to flipping keep up with.
I love the fact that me and you, we hear stuff and we're like inspired by it,
but I can't remember.
But we're idiots, and we speak like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I just reference.
Well, I know. I think me and your goal in this podcast is just to spark people's brains to go on. Hang on, let me look this up.
Yeah, I mean that's what I do.
Yeah, and if we say something wrong, I mean, your job as a viewer is to correct us in the comments, tear us a new one, and I'm sure you'd be busy. Full-time job correcting us.
Yeah, definitely.
But this does kind of spark talking about it, at least.
Yeah. Well, the whole thing about the Sumerian, it's like going back to that, because I'm kind of done with the world turtle and all that, because it's just, I don't know. To me, it seems implausible. especially
Sounds a little
since we
crazy.
have satellites, and our Earth is not flat. It's not setting on top of elephants. There, even like there's no giant. Because where did that giant walk around on?
I got you. It might be metaphors for them too, and what they can realize is a elephant. I don't know, but I see what you're saying. It sounds a little. You're like, what? Giant turtle?
Yeah, it's crazy. But anyway, well, in my eyes, you can believe what you want to believe, but in my eyes, it don't make common sense. So anyway, back to the Sumerians. Like, they're the ones that created language, smart enough, do all this. They're the ones. With agriculture, because basically before that everybody was like hunter-gatherers, but it's kind of weird. Like Mongolians were hunter-gatherers, but they called them nomads because they didn't have like a space. They just traveled.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they wasn't cavemen. They were pretty smart. Big general army could go in,
aqueducts and all kinds of stuff in ancient Sumerian.
Yeah, working plumbing, basically, But then other podcasts like Wild Files and stuff like that, I'm going to butcher the name, but it's called Göbekli Tepe.
What is that?
That was it's in. I'm going to put my phone down because that's all I need. They found in Turkey, over there in the Mesopotamian area where like Sumerians were and all that, but they found a temple. And from what I understand, it goes down in the ground. It's like an upside down pyramid in the ground. Instead of building up,
it went down.
And it had T-shaped pillars, perfectly cut. And I mean, even if you look it up, Sumerians were about 6,000 years. They're dating this stuff back 10,000 plus. So 4,000 years prior to the...
What's it called? Giltepe? What now?
Göbekli. G-O-B.
Oh, shoot.
Hold on. I'll pull it back up. G-O-B-E-K-L-I. Göbekli. And then T-E-P-E. Tepe.
Tepe. There it is. I'll be dang.
Yeah. So it had T-shaped pillars.
Yeah, I see it.
And then from an aerial point of view, they done a sky, aerial picture.
It's like on the circle?
Well, it's that, but then around it, it's like farmland that's in like squares. So even Sumerians, before that, they had farmland. They had designated areas. But down in the pillar, I saw this on Ninjas or Butterfly because the dude goes a little bit into it. And on the pillar, there's actually like symbols, like a language. And this is, again, predating Sumerians. Ooh.
And guess what? It won't stop.
Uh-oh. Predated Sumerians 4,000 years, but they had their language. And the only thing that they could... They're trying to figure out what the language is, or at least the symbols. And there's on one side of the main pillar, it actually just says God on it, and that's it. But then also on the pillars, there's like carvings of like snakes, like oxen or cows. It's like on each side and all this and that. So I just thought that was pretty interesting,
Yeah.
Especially 4,000 years prior to established civilization.
Yeah, and I know the Y-Files, they covered that pretty good. You ought to check that channel out. Look up the Anunnaki.
Good.
He goes to depth. He knows what he's talking about. But
he's actually AJ.
AJ.
He's not Uncle AJ.
I say the guy on Y-Files, but it's AJ on Y-Files.
Yeah.
Him and Hucklefish. That's right.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that humans, like, we don't know the whole story.
Nope.
And then I started thinking, because I remember you texted me about your idea, and I started thinking about the simulation idea. It's like, okay, simulation, whatever. And then this morning, I was thinking about what I'm going to talk about, and I thought to myself, so there's the galaxy, the sun is going around the galaxy, and then the planets will go around the sun as it goes around the galaxy. And, like, it's trailing behind. And I thought to myself, I was like, so if that's the case, it's like the sun, if you cut it in half, well, like if you, it's hard to explain.
Well, let me ask you what you think on that. If the sun is moving in the galaxy in a huge orbital, and we're going around, how can we still have same constellations like 2,000-3,000 years ago?
Well,
because all them would be doing their own projection.
Yeah, I think it's so far away. It's like the moon's follow me thing in your car. You're like this, you know what I'm saying? The moon's not moving in your car, but it's right there. You're moving.
Yeah.
I think it's so big and so far away they don't move. I think.
Yeah, but even over thousands of years, it seemed
like
they
would
would
how big it is, though. They're talking about our two galaxies colliding, our Milky Way and Andromeda,
Probably
colliding, and it's so much space between everything that when they collide, nothing will hit each other until it forms another galaxy. They're saying that it's so much space.
It's basically like an ocean, and then we're just like bacteria floating in.
Yeah, we're nothing. Yeah. But I was thinking to myself, I was like, okay, so the sun is round, and we're orbiting around the sun. Listen to that damn blue jay.
Yeah.
Asshole. We got the window open down here in the studio because it's so pretty outside. The little koi pond right there. I don't know if you can see it from your angle.
No, I can't. I see your deck.
My big deck. It's a big deck. The girls love it.
Got a lot of leaves on it.
Yeah, it's got a leaf.
Foliage.
Well, I'm looking right now at the koi pond. Anywho, so sun is round, and just like this microphone right here, see that ring?
Yeah.
That's our orbit, right? So it's flying through, and we're staying on the orbit. But truthfully, we're like down here because we're trailing behind, right?
I don't know.
I know.
That's above my pay grade.
So I started thinking to myself, I was like, well, then the simulation it wouldn't matter. The simulation, blah, 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 blah. And I thought, so I started thinking this. I was like, if I was going to create a simulation for these people to live in their universe, their world, what would be the purpose of making the galaxy the black hole in the middle, us revolving around it, the moon revolving around us, the sun and the moon are perfectly apart or the same size of our distance? What's the point of developing all this cataclysm, pole shifting? Why would I develop that in my simulation? And I was like, is it to keep them in line? Or
maybe
to make it feel real?
Maybe it's just certain laws for things to coexist.
Maybe, but all you have to do is change programming. Like The Sims. I mean, in The Sims, okay.
Yeah, but what happens whenever you're running a program and then you change something? It glitches and freezes.
The update comes, and you get an update for a game, and something's wrong, so they update it again. But it's just weird. I was like, if this is simulation, then why have these certain things happen? Because, right now, what is that old saying? We're a ghost in a meat suit on a rock going around a star circling a galaxy. So right now I'm sitting in this chair. This is not going anywhere.
But yet it's going thousands of miles an hour.
The Earth is spinning like crazy. 1,000. We're just flying around this star.
I think it's 1,179 miles an hour.
Probably.
Something like that.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Well, the sun is traveling how fast in this galaxy?
Yeah.
And how fast is this galaxy traveling in this universe? And here I am.
Yeah.
It's just like...
Makes you feel like tiny.
Yeah, well, we are. If
I'm just saying, like...
If we believe what we've heard, and if we believe what has been presented to us, if honest science has gotten to our ears, and like...
Yeah, but science is just a bunch of smart men thinking that they're right.
Well, it's a bunch of smart men getting paid by corporations that want a certain answer.
Yeah.
Majority of science
That's what I was saying. Like, I want to know the truth.
The truth
like, what's...
There's only probably a few people on this planet that actually know the truth.
I don't even think there's any of them. Well, unless you're, of course, my faith.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But, like the guys that know, is U.S. government colluding with aliens? There's only probably like 3 people that know that for real. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That kind of
a little bit more,
secret.
but yeah.
So I thought if this is a simulation, then what's the point of all this stuff then that could wipe us out, could not wipe us out? What's the point of wiping us out for a simulation? It's just weird. I had to think about, like, why would that happen?
Well, I'll tell you, since you brought up simulation, I watched a video, because, again, I watch a lot of videos. This dude done a laser against the wall and it's in like a
I've
cross
seen that.
thing. But it's not a laser where it's like cut lines. It's like shaking, so it creates like a bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
And he does DMT, and he says he get down in there and look like face right up on the laser,
Mm-hmm.
and he could see like matrix coding. coming.
Yeah.
He says that you look through like the dimensions.
Yeah, and he has video of it.
Yeah.
And it's documentary. I can't remember the name of it now. Saved my life.
Yeah.
I was going to watch it.
I saw just a YouTube short about it.
Yeah, but
I didn't watch the whole
all
thing.
these dudes up against the wall, and it looks like a line level, one going down and one going across a line level, and they're like up against the wall, and one guy's like, "I see the other room through this." I think one guy said that, and
That's some good DMT right there.
man,
My friend wants to do that.
I know. I haven't even talked about that. Not yet. Not for me. Not yet.
You don't want to jump on into that crazy ocean.
No, I haven't done anything. I am done with like trying to make sense of all this. I just want to ride the ride, man, and get off when it's done.
Yeah.
Like, because it keeps you up at night thinking about that. Like this morning, I woke up and I was like, we are not orbiting the sun exactly center of the sun, because if it's moving, we're trailing behind but trying to keep up. So we're like orbiting the bottom half of the sphere, not directly in the middle.
Well, I know something like
Maybe?
you can fit 3,000 Earths in the sun or something,
Oh,
right?
I think it's a lot. Yeah.
How many Jupiters can you fit in the sun?
I think it's a couple hundred. Like
But I mean, Jupiter's
900 maybe.
mass.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
so the gravitational force of the sun alone to keep it in orbit.
Well, yeah. Jupiter's not that heavy though; it's all gas, so it stays in line.
Well, Uranus is pretty huge. too.
Uranus is gas. Neptune is water. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe Uranus is. Yeah, Uranus is mostly gas. Uranus is mostly gas.
Well, the one of them I know is not.
Neptune is mostly water, frozen, but it stays in line, and it's pretty big.
I mean, and that's mass.
They say that Jupiter was supposed to have been a star, but just didn't get enough mass to ignite. They said it could have been, because most stars are binary. There's two stars.
I wonder if we would be okay if that was a star too, and we had two suns.
Most places have
if we're
two
in
suns,
the middle.
yeah. They're saying there might even be another star outside the Kuiper Belt. It might be a white dwarf, because there's gravitational anomalies in our solar system that would make you think there's something else out there that's holding a lot of gravitational field we can't find yet in our solar system. And that's the 9th planet, or Planet X, maybe Nibiru or whatever.
Nibiru.
Something like that, the Anunnaki planet.
Yeah.
There might even be a white dwarf out there outside the Kuiper Belt.
What keeps isn't it Halley's Comet passes Earth like every 79 years or something? Like, if it goes past Earth, what makes it whip around? And like, what makes it keep it going? Like, what orbit is it going around?
It's beyond my comprehension. I guess it's like,
There's probably answers out there.
there's answers. I mean, I'm sure there is. Somebody could, formulate it because the gravity grabs it, but slings it, you know,
like a slingshot.
kind of. And then it goes out, and then the gravitational pull, because it's vacuum out there, you know. There's nothing out there that's going to,
Well, there's no friction.
friction, there's no friction. And so you just out there, it's just gravitational pull.
And then there's also like a cluster of asteroids that's in like a belt.
The Kuiper Belt,
I think so.
there's one inner belt and one outer belt. I think Pluto's in the outer belt. The Kuiper Belt, I'm not sure.
What's in the inner belt? Is that where Saturn is because of its rings?
It's between Mars and Jupiter, the inner belt.
Okay.
Let me look up real quick. I can tell you in a heartbeat.
But is it in like, you know how like in school they show you the where it's like the sun's in the middle and then like all the planets are equally aligned?
Yeah.
Is that because of its gravitational, or is it like
That's just
Earth
a
up here
model.
on this planet and then Mars down here? And even though Earth's going,
Oh, yeah.
Mars is like they have different.
Yeah. It's not laid out like a plate. I think they're little. They have to be. Like, I'm sure one orbit kind of comes in cockeyed, maybe.
Well, I wonder if that's with all the different gravities where
Maybe
it's holding
so.
all those different asteroids.
Yeah, the Kuiper, Kuiper, I might be saying it wrong the whole time, is a region of the solar system beyond the orbit of Neptune.
So
Okay.
I didn't know there were two.
Yeah, there's inner and outer.
Look at the big brains on Ash.
Yeah, the Kuiper Belt is home to many icy bodies, dwarf planets like Pluto, and comets. Outer solar system, and that's where they say the 9th planet is.
Pluto? Did they keep taking away?
Well, no, Pluto is not a planet; it's a pseudo planet.
Well, they keep saying it's or they said it was a planet when I was a kid, and then they said
They changed
no.
it. Well, there's
But then
another.
I thought they went back to saying it was.
No, because there's a bigger planet out. There's a bigger pseudo planet out there than Pluto. But it's weird, isn't it, how
They just don't know how to keep up their mind.
they don't. It changed. Science changes. Brah. What is it? What?
Well, if the answers keep changing, then that ain't the truth.
I changed the questions.
Yeah. When you think you know all the answers.
This has turned out to be a very sciencey.
Well, it's a thought. I
Oh,
would say a thought experiment.
So the asteroid belt, the inner asteroid belt, simply called asteroid belt, is in between Mars and Jupiter.
So original.
I like the Kuiper belt. Sounds better.
I mean, even I guess the Romans naming the planets or whatever.
I think
Like
as far
have
as they
one.
could have gone, I think it's 100% sure it is. I think as far as they could see was Saturn. They didn't know about Neptune and Uranus. But it's funny how Neptune is just water.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we named it after
Frozen.
that. Yeah. But there's a lot of moons that we could probably live on. But that's another podcast.
I don't think we live on moons, man.
Of Jupiter, we could.
We're too far away from the sun, man.
Yeah, but we could live indoors.
The atmosphere ain't the same, homie.
You make it the same. We terraform.
Oh, okay.
We can live underground. Artificial light. We have all that.
No, bro.
Playboy.
Well, we just going to invent oxygen?
You can.
Oh,
can
from
make-
nothing.
Well, from what you got there.
Oh, no. From what we got here, we would have to take there. And it means less here.
No, you can make it. If there's any water on the planet, you can make oxygen.
We need hydrogen, too.
Yeah, you'll have hydrogen to burn and oxygen to make. I'm sure you could do it. Now, you can't just show up like wearing this ball cap and this T-shirt going, "Hey, up here."
Yeah. No.
You don't think so?
Well, they're also saying now all the movies have got it wrong where if like you're in space in a suit and it gets a hole, I keep thinking that it gets a hole, or like you lift up your mask, you don't turn into ice.
Mm-mm.
You basically like melt because it's
Melt?
because the radiation is it's hot. It's not like cold. The coldness of space is all fabricated. It's like radiation, bro.
But can you
unfiltered?
See, that's another question I have about the empty space of space, the vacuum of space. What is temperature then? What is the heat? How can you sense?
I think
temperature?
it's based off our
interpretation of what we're feeling.
sensor. Yeah. But they're saying it's like all the new studies is saying like
You wouldn't freeze, you would just burn.
You would burn
from radiation
because the radiation's unfiltered and it's just so much of it. The ultraviolet rays and all that, like our eyes can't even pick up, melt you.
Dude, that's nuts.
Yeah. So
Space,
you got that
man,
wrong,
the
science.
final frontier.
Oh man,
you know that Space Force has a song.
really?
You know, like the Army's dun, 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 you know, every I don't know their song.
Tell me it's not the Star Trek theme.
It's not. Because I worked a football game Friday night, and it's Veterans Day. Veterans Day is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so they had a salute to all the armed forces, and they played the Coast Guard marching theme. I don't know it. The Army is dun 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 dun. I think it's the Army. Hope not. I mean, hope so. The Navy, and then they played
Are you talking about
Space
the President
Force.
Walk?
The prison walk.
The President Walk?
No, that's
Dun, 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 dun.
is that the president?
I guess.
I don't know. But they played Space Force. And I was like, what is that going to be? Like Star Trek or Doctor Who? Yeah. No, it's some marching band thing. And then they played Marine Corps one. And it's like, you know them because you've heard them before, Air Force and all that. But I couldn't tell you. I couldn't sing it properly. I'd probably get my ass chewed out by veterans.
I don't think enough people care about Space Force to be able to like.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. Just wait till they're like, oh, so this is real?
Yeah.
That Black Knight satellite's up there spying on us.
Yeah.
They're flying interdimensional wormholes in here back and forth.
Dude, I forgot something about, I think it was Russia or China was trying to convince, you remember the G.I. Joe movie? It was like a decade or 15 years ago.
20-something years ago, thank you.
Well,
The G.I. Joe movie?
Yeah, the live action.
Oh, no, I've never seen live action. I thought the cartoon, I'm sorry.
No. There was a live action one. It had Channing Tatum in it. He was Duke or whatever.
Ugh.
But anyway, the whole premise of the movie was Cobra Commander had this satellite that dropped bars, tungsten bars that were basically like size of a skyscraper, not like nothing small. But the whole thing was that the kinetic energy, it wouldn't fire it with a rocket, so there's no heat. All it would do is basically drop it, and the gravitation of the Earth would pull it. And basically, in the movie they shot it on London. And it like hit London, and basically the whole London city like fell into a crater.
That's like a big tuning fork. Maybe?
No, it's just supposed to be like a dart.
And
and it pierces the crust of the earth, and it just the shock wave of it. It's
I'm sorry.
like a nuclear bomb, but without radiation, or explosion. It's just the force of it, the kinetic energy. Well, they're actually talking about like Russia and China. One of those countries are actually trying to produce that in real life, to where it can't be heat censored. Like, it's no rocket, so you ain't going to be able to detect it. But it's like they're just going to drop structures basically on the planet, and it's like supposed to really just do some damage.
That's pretty smart.
I mean, it's a movie
Scary.
idea.
There's a lot of material up there.
I mean, yeah, but
You release it from your satellite, and there's no gravity, so you have to like push it towards the Earth.
well, I mean, yeah, I think it was somehow like there was a way for it to start the momentum.
It's probably like ejection or something.
Yeah.
The gravity.
But then it was just supposed to like.
It's like you missed. It landed in the ocean.
Well, imagine trying to like the brains you would have to mathematically count, like as the Earth's rotating and your target's over here.
Oh, I know.
As it rotates, you're like, all right, drop it now, and it's like,
Bing!
Yeah.
Right on top, right on the money.
the mathematical logistics of that. It's like
People do
flipping
that.
nuts.
They do. Elon
Yeah.
Musk does it with SpaceX and
Yeah.
Mars missions and
He has a little rocket that shoots up and comes back and
lands. And it grabs it. It's so crazy. A privatized freaking rocket.
Would you like to? I would like to at least go to the atmosphere.
No,
I don't know about going to the moon or Mars,
I don't want to leave the ground.
but I think I'd want to try to at least the atmosphere.
I think
And maybe orbit Earth and then come back.
I think our kids will live long enough to do that. Like,
I want to.
I'm going to London. All right, well, hop on the rocket. I don't know.
No, I don't want to go to London.
I'm
I don't want to go to that
saying-
trash. I mean, we can go to London now. What are you talking about? Just get on a plane, homie.
I know, but I'm talking about like, how long is like
Our kids will live long enough to see London.
No, like to go to space to get to London. That's what I meant to say. It's like was a 14-hour flight,
I don't know.
and if
something
you
like
like go up and outer space, like 4 hours. I don't know, man. I'm
that.
just
Is it a
saying.
14-hour flight?
I've never been.
I know my mom said when she went to Australia.
How long? I think Australia's like 14 hours, maybe.
Well, I think she said 12 hours from when she left Hawaii to Australia was 12 to 14. And they were in a much bigger plane that went way more higher. And so you're covering more surface in a shorter time. But man, it's crazy. That's crazy. Our kids will be able to see London. No, I want to go in the atmosphere, bro. I want to orbit Earth. I want to be able to look out the window and see the planet. Because I love flying, dude. I know my wife, she's like, I'll never get on a plane. If God wanted us to fly, he would have gave us wings.
7 to 8 hours.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Not bad.
It's like it's just work day.
Oh, well, I mean, you can take 3 months on a boat,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I don't mind flying.
I would not want to boat it.
You don't want to boat it?
No.
I'd get bored.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but I mean, you're going up and down waves. A storm happens. It's all.
The bigger the boat, though, when like nowadays boats, you'd be like, well, no, those big boats get tossed around sometimes.
Yeah.
But that's like North Atlantic, though. Nothing goes on in the North Atlantic.
Hurricanes.
There's tropical storms by the time we get up there.
Oh. Well, regardless, I don't know if I want to boat it, man.
I like the boat.
I'd rather just get on a plane, bro.
Dude, there's a trip you could take from Greensboro to California via rail. It's like $200-something one way. And I thought about doing that.
That's not bad.
I know.
Well, I have a guy in my men's group that his mother lives in north or upstate New York, and he said that he didn't want to drive it because it's like a 12-hour drive. The last time he just went, he got on a train, and it took him all the way up there.
I thought about saving some money and taking the Amazon to D.C. to look at. I love museums.
Yeah.
And I don't want to drive to D.C. And once you get to D.C., everything's metro.
Yeah.
And so I just want to take the train from G-Borough up to D.C. and just be done with it.
Well, where's the train station here? Because I have no clue.
There's one in Greensboro.
Yeah, I know, but like where? Because I've drive Greensboro a lot.
Yeah, you're all up in it. That's right. I don't know. There is one. There is one here.
Well, I know because they take it, but he said it was way cheaper, and plus he's like, all I gotta do is get on and sit there.
Yep.
He's like, I ain't gotta worry about folks and drive, and I can take a nap, read a book.
It's a lot more room. It's not like a crowded plane.
And it's just the only thing is,
sleep. Me?
Oh yeah, that'd be like a little baby.
Oh, bro. Yeah, bring some peanuts and water around. That's all I need.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
but yeah, maybe my next little family trip, we might train it somewhere.
Round trip, California and back on the train. How long do you think that would take?
I want to go to California, bro.
I want to go to California.
I want to be jabbed with no AIDS needle.
What, at the train station?
No, I mean just the people over there. They're barbaric, man. They be jabbing you up with meth and all that. I ain't want to do that. No, bro.
I want to go to New York or California wearing
New York's even worse.
I know.
Man.
I want to go wearing a belt buckle and a cowboy hat. And I want to be like, I don't know why.
I want to rip off Texans.
Yeah. I want to go up there and just be like Southern as I could get.
You want to look like a Texan, but not have a Texan accent.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I want the people to look at me. Because I went to Cincinnati for like a month with my grandmother one time. She lived up there. We got weird looks. Because, I don't hear an accent, but apparently far. I said far one time. We started this far, and people are like, "Say that again! Say that again! That was cute." And I'm like 13.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I probably gained an accent here, but when I first got here, y'all were all telling me like I didn't have an accent at all.
You still don't. Sarah doesn't have an accent.
Every now and then I'll hear myself slip up and say some country twang.
Yeah. Now, McGee has an accent. Yeah. Still, like from Tennessee.
Yeah.
So does your daddy.
Yeah.
But the Amazon and them, they really don't have an accent I can think of.
Yeah.
My daughter does. She does it on purpose, though.
Well, that's not the same.
Yeah, but she'll do it.
Accent's just you talking.
Yeah. Not thinking about it.
Oh man, my little girl, she can really spin some country.
She really get in it?
Yeah. She
what y'all doing around here?
Yeah, she get down into it. One day she was like, ooh, girl. Something like that.
Lordy, child.
Yeah, my wife said something. She's like, ooh, girl.
I said
real country.
I've mentioned this before, but I was watching a documentary on Appalachian accents. Mm-hmm. And they had subtitles. And I didn't have to hear the subtitles.
The whites?
No. This was a PBS about the Appalachian Mountain languages and dialects.
Yeah.
It's a documentary. And they had subtitles. Yeah, and I was sitting there going, I understand everything they're saying. It was like
subtitles. Who needs them?
Yeah, I was like, this is weird. Something's wrong with me, I guess. That's how I grew up. I mean, we're not that far from the mountains here in the Piedmont, and there's some old traditions here.
Yeah.
I grew up at my grandparents' house, sitting on a front porch and have air conditioning. We had a fan, and you shucked corn, you peeled green beans. The kids would have to turn the thing to make the ice cream. And this was a small town at one point. It was country, big screen door that goes whap, slaps, what I'm talking about? A big long spring on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my kids have no idea what that is. But we were still classic here. We were still old country right here in the Piedmont. There's some people that were even like still churning butter and stuff. It's just very old here. And then it got pushed back towards the mountains, and we're like, Oh, my motor on my ice cream maker's broke. I'm just going to get a can of green beans. Shuck corn. How do you do that?
Yeah. Oh, I've shucked some corn in my day.
Fingernails hurt.
Yeah.
That and snapping green beans, your fingernails start feeling like waxy and hurting. You're like, oh. Yeah. See, nobody knows that. Nobody does that.
I wonder how long it takes to churn butter.
Oh, Lord, man. I've actually never done it. I've seen it done.
I've seen it done. I know the example of it, but I've never done it. But I wonder how long it, like, you sit down, and is it like 4 hours straight of you just going?
Bro, and it's just not just milk. I'm sure you add stuff.
Yeah, I think you add like salt and stuff to it too, or some other stuff. But I mean, just to be able to like work it.
I'm churning butter. I'll see you tonight. Like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, Grandma.
Yeah, but imagine you just whenever you're done, you probably just pull the lid off, take the stick out, and put the lid back on, and just put that in your kitchen. And then when you need butter, you just walk in there and yeah.
I don't know, because butter doesn't go bad.
Well, I mean, it can.
It can, but you can leave it out. Like,
Yeah.
it's room temperature stable.
Yeah.
Well, the butter we have nowadays is, I wonder if all natural butter is.
Oh, probably even way better.
Probably better. I know natural eggs stay room temperature good for months. But when we
I don't think it's months, but
I think it's a pretty good while.
I think it's like 2 weeks or something.
No, it's a long time.
Well, I know in that little prepper book, if you get a mason jar and put eggs in it and then pour powdered lime over it and put water on it, and seal it, that'll keep the eggs fresh for like 4 or 5 months.
So the thing is, with our eggs, we clean them, we get all the crap off of them. And,
Yeah, you're not supposed to clean them.
Yeah.
If you want to keep
but
them.
the ones we buy, we refrigerate and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, then once you refrigerate, you can't unrefrigerate them because then they'll go bad.
Oh, I was
so these
watching-
little steps.
I was watching a dude. He's in the Philippines, and he went to a grocery store, and he was just comparing. He was like a nutritionist or something. He was in the Philippines, and he went to the produce section, and their apples looked like apples. They didn't have that wax gleam on them. The bananas were smaller. Everything was smaller, and didn't have the watermelons. Were
It's
like
not GMO.
exactly. We eat poison, dude.
Yeah.
This is a whole.
That's
nother,
why RFK.
That's right. He's going to fix that, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Because what we eat here is not allowed in other countries.
Yeah, exactly. They say it's too processed.
He pulled up Oreos. It didn't have high fructose corn syrup in it.
Just regular sugar.
Pepsi didn't have high fructose. It had real sugar in it.
Yeah.
And the apples were not shiny.
Well, just imagine back in the 50s. It's like they would eat a dinner, eat pies, and be
Just healthy.
skinny.
Yeah.
And they eat desserts all the time.
They ate what they wanted to because it was real food.
Now it's like I eat a burger and I'm like,
Because it's junk. It's poison.
Yeah.
And I am addicted to it. We talk about this
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I can't stop eating it. Everything. I love soda. You're drinking a lot of water now.
yeah.
I need to.
I drink black coffee in the morning. On this cup it'll be about right there because I do it 2 times. Well, on a Keurig I'll fill up the thing, and then I'll do a large cup, open it, close it, and the small cup. I do what they call the double tap. Then I pour it in there, and then I get my little cup that I brew it in, and I put a little bit of water in there and swish it around so it don't build up all that black nastiness. And I pour it in there, but then that's in my morning, and then basically it's water all day after that. Yesterday at Jen's house, after my water was done, I got unsweet tea. Every now and then I'll throw a little unsweet tea in there, but it's unsweet because I don't know, man. Like, and then here recently, sometimes at lunch I might get a Mr. Pibb or a Dr. Pepper or something. But
I start getting like anxious without a soda. Like,
ooh,
I love sodas.
like a crackhead needs crack.
It's that sugar addiction, man. Like in the morning, I'm gonna stop by Sheetz and get me a steak and egg burrito. It's not the worst thing to eat. Steak, egg, little tortilla, right? You know, the ones.
Get it in a bowl.
I know, but the tortilla is so easy. I can't drive because I eat when I'm driving. I can't be like,
Amateur, bro.
I can't do it.
Hold on. You've had training on how to drive 110 mile an hour, but you can't go 45 and eat.
On a highway?
Out of a bowl, or 65 and eat out.
No, I can't.
Oh, I can.
I can't.
Oh yeah,
I can't.
I pop that knee up there.
Oh, I can't do that.
And I just hold the bowl and I'm like. I mean, as long as there's no like big. If you're on a straightaway, you can do it. You know?
If I get my Tesla, I can do it. Self-driving, but I think it's right here.
You do left knee because your right leg's got to control gas and brake, and then your left knee.
I do both these usually.
How you going controlling pedals, man?
Tiptoes, man. Or I'll put it on cruise control.
My work truck ain't got that.
Oh yeah. My work car has cruise control,